Welcome to another episode of Attitude. I'm Mary Arnott, your host and producer for the show. My guest today is Michael Baer, who is here with important information on how you can provide a better quality of deployment life to our soldiers in need. Mike lives in nearby Milford, where he works with our U.S. Postal Services, but he is also a very dedicated volunteer with an organization that sends cards, letters, and care packages to our troops in Afghanistan, Iraq, or wherever our nation's brave men and women are serving. Mike is going to tell us about the nonprofit organization called Adopt a Platoon, where he has been a volunteer for 4 years. In addition to sending packages, Mike also spends a significant amount of his time making presentations to companies, schools, and other organizations to make them aware of how to get involved with Adopt a Platoon. In fact, that's how I first met Mike. A friend and I attended one of his presentations, and now our church supports a soldier named Travis serving in Afghanistan. Our packages let Travis know that we care and are praying for him. Welcome, Mike, and thank you for being on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Maybe you could start by telling us a little bit about Adopt a Platoon, the organization, and how you got involved.
It's a nonprofit. They are down in Texas, their headquarters. But for 10 years, they've been sending packages and letters all over the world to soldiers. And it started with Ida Haig, the founder, whose son was sent to Bosnia and wrote a letter home and said, geez, I need some toiletries and some items. And she sent him a care package. And then he wrote back a second time, geez, I got 9 friends, and they really don't have things that they need. So 9 of her girlfriends got together, each one adopted a soldier, and it just branched off for them. And I started 4 years ago. I adopted 1 soldier, and I had him for a year. And then he came home, and I adopted 4 more. And then the more I learned, I called up Texas and talked to Ida and all, learned about the volunteers, and just what a sincere, very organized nonprofit this was. So now I'm real involved. So trying to talk to schools and to companies and just trying to get people aware that, you know, the 2 countries that they're in are just, they're very isolated, and soldiers are very lonely. There's many, thousands of them getting no mail, no letters, no packages. So this way, folks could write letters, or they could send a package just once a month. It's very easy to do. It's not expensive. And it makes a big difference in a soldier's life when he gets, you know, feels that someone is thinking of him and caring about him. And, you know, there's many things that they need. It's very dusty, dirty. The conditions in Iraq are very hot. And in the winter, Afghanistan, it becomes very cold. So we send them hand warmers and feet warmers. And then in the summertime, I send them, they have little mini fans, just so it gives them a little mist when they're really, really hot. So.
Well, you've made quite a commitment to the organization. You said over 4 years, about 4 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you started out sending things, and now you go out around to make presentations. And can you tell us a little bit about how one gets involved, or is it very costly? Some of the questions people maybe have had at your presentations, maybe you can answer some of those for us.
It's very simple. You can go on the website. It's adoptaplatoon.org. And on the left column, you can just sign up, and you can just be a pen pal. You can just write back and forth to a soldier. To mail a letter to Iraq or Afghanistan, it's 98 cents. And I have a few samples here of boxes. Now, if you go to the post office, these are called flat weight packages. And they're free. You walk into the lobby, they'll give you these boxes free. And to mail this to either country, this is $10.35. Now, what I do, this is the box that I send, and it's a little bit larger, and it, you know, it will hold a lot more items. Now, this is only $14 to mail to either country. But when I first started, I'd put this box in the dining room. I'd go shopping. I'd buy 4 or 5 things, drop it in the box, and then after a month, it's full. I pack it up, take it to the post office, and it takes 20 minutes. And then when it gets to the other end, that person's very happy to get, you know, the items that they're sent, or the toiletries and snacks and cookies. And
Now, the post office has it too, that with these boxes, you can pretty much pack them up, whatever fits in. It's a one price.
Yeah, one price,
which is really nice. Yeah, that we do that. We at the church will collect items for a month, and then once a month we pack up the box
1035
and take it over the post office.
And you want to send, you know, DVDs or CDs, or a lot of times they need batteries, so that becomes very heavy. But it doesn't matter as long as it fits and you tape it. It's 1035.
Now you've started talking about some of the items that can be sent over. So does the website, or when you make your presentations, I know that you had some information for us in the audience about the things that could be sent, and you've brought quite a display here. So many items there. Maybe you can just talk about a few of them and why you would suggest some of these things that you do.
We try to, the most important thing is toiletries, that they can have these hand wipes that you can see here, the wet ones, and these, because they can keep their hands clean even before there's really no place for them to shower or wash their hands before they eat. So this at least gives them a sanitary way to clean their hands and their face. I send stick deodorant, body powder because of the heat. That's just trying to keep them cool as much as they can. Many of them are gone long periods of time, same clothes, no shower. So you try to get as many things as you can to keep them, so they can try to keep themselves clean out in, in their little maneuvers. But I also send treats, something that's fun, snacks, cookies. They love beef jerky. They love Pringles, because they miss potato chips a lot. So Pringles is just
so
the can that comes in
Yeah.
is very convenient, so it doesn't get crushed. Gummy bears, you know, things that you didn't think soldiers would love, but they're just that reminder of home. And then also I send them something that they can have some fun with. I send them footballs and wiffle balls and wiffle bats. But I also send them, there's plenty of water there, so I send them water balloons. So they can actually have a little fun with a water balloon and have a little water balloon fight. And then I have water balloon launchers, so, you know, whenever they have a few minutes, just to help them cool off, but it's just the kind of a silly way that they can have a time where they're, you know, they're under such pressure and such, it's very uncomfortable conditions. So
now, is it just that our government's not able to send all these things, or I know you brought a couple samples of, I guess, of what
this is their,
the government provides, and why you're...
This is actually one individual meal that they have, and then this is they're given this, and this is their food for the day. So they do add water to it or something, but it's kind of a dry, not a fun meal. So I try to send them fruit, fresh fruit, and things with it. I send them marshmallows. I mean, when's the last time they see a marshmallow? But just something that they can just enjoy as a snack or a treat.
I see what you have there. Looks much more appetizing and fun than what the dry packages.
And my first soldier, I was shopping and I found at the end of an aisle in a grocery store, they have a little clearance baskets. So I saw in there was a little Twinkie, plastic Twinkie holder, had the little happy face on it. So I bought that, and I bought a case of Twinkies. I sent it to him. And I heard from him. He actually, every day, would take his Twinkie, put it in the little Twinkie man, put it in his pocket, and take it for the day, just as like a little reminder that, you know, somewhere along the day he can have a Twinkie.
Now, just before we started the show, you were telling me a little bit about something you've gotten involved with recently about being sort of on emergency call or something.
Sometimes troops either run out of supplies and they need something quickly, so I can get it there in 2 weeks. So if I'm said, geez, these people need now, it's winter time now, starting over there. So I'll send knit hats and knit gloves and hand warmers and foot warmers. But the most recent was 40 men and women. They're going to be sleeping in tents for 2 months on the ground, and they're not going to receive any mail until February 1st. So a Doppler platoon gets together. We try to send as many things as we can. I get school children writing letters at the junior highs around this area. Send them mail. Send them all the snacks they can have. So they'll have a little. It's got to last them 2 months. But it's a special feeling when something happens like that, and all these people get together and, you know, try to help them out.
Now, talk about it. I mean, an individual can do this, or do you recommend a family, a company?
A family can adopt a soldier and just write a couple letters a week, and then send that one care package a month. But it's important to do it for the entire year.
You like it for
if you send it
sign up
2 packages and then you get bored with it,